Breeze glow, coffee cold, minds woke, 2 mics, 1 code. Yeah, yeah. Scrolling through the chaos, headlines loud, hearts numb, then I hear that drip talk. Cutting through the hum, gem with the side eye, true stain with the data in his cup. They don't just gas up dreams, they show you how to level up. Oh, from the hustle to the headlines, from the culture to the grind. Every angle, every timeline, they lace and never waste your time. Welcome to the daily drip, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Oh, tech and politics, stacking common sense, turn it up, feel it in your chest, clicking, let your future flip like describe your own ascent, every gem, every take, every tip, and oh, yeah, they make it make sense, yeah. I'm tired from the doom feed, faith in rent thick, algorithm playing mind games, selling you the same quick fix, then I catch that real talk about credit scores and crypto slips, union fights and AI rights, and why your boss be talking slick. Left lane, right lane, truth rides in the same frame. If it's cap, they call names. If it's facts, they fan flames. Oh yeah. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest, clicking. Let your future flip like describe to your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip, and yeah, they make it make sense. Yeah. From your psychic to your 9 to 5, from the group chat to the bottom line, there's a late night guide through the glitch and grind. If you listen close, you gon' change your life. Change your life. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Hey, tech and politics, stacking common sense. Turn it up, feel it in your chest. Click in, let your future flip like subscribe to your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip. Our daily drip, they make it make
Welcome to our Daily Drip Show. I am your co-host, Jim Jones, in the building. It is July 17th. We're going to go ahead and date this show, y'all. And we appreciate y'all being here with us, as in my co-host, doing the most. Plain Dane, tell the people who you are, where you be, who you is.
What up? What up? Your man Plain Dane on your screen. Co-host with the mostest, I guess. I think I keep it pretty low key though. I don't do too much, you know. It's lovely Friday. She dated the show. Usually don't do that, but hey,
we doing it today. And in the background, y'all will hear the producer Cash's face. So shout out to him with the 1s and 2s and making it do what it do, baby. So we appreciate it. We appreciate y'all being here. Say hello, Cash's face, to the people. Or not. Make sure y'all hit the live chat. Let us know where you're coming in from. We very much appreciate y'all. If you have not hit that like button, go ahead and do so. Check out the socials below. It don't cost nothing to subscribe or hit the like button. So we appreciate you being here. All right, y'all. So our political news media show here today has a lot of my words today are crazy. A lot of craziness going on in the world. So we have a little bit about ICE. We got a little bit about sports. Whoa, it's like today has been a crazy, it's a real crazy technical day for us today. My camera acted up, your stuff acted up, but we got a good little show for y'all today. So very much appreciate you because we're going to hop into ICE first and foremost. But before I do that, make sure you let us know where you're coming from in the chat, y'all. Where are you watching from? So what are we talking about for ICE? Well, I'm pretty sure you're not living under a rock. Let me get off my screen now. Lawmakers are demanding answers after the ICE shooting of the man in Maine. So now, right now, I was going to talk about the Democratic members of Congress. They're demanding that, we tighten up on ICE, so it shouldn't be able to do X, Y, Z. I feel like this has been going on and on for a very long time. As far as since President Trump has been in office, Democrats have pretty much been like, hey, ICE can't do that. ICE can't do this. And so it's another person it was another deadly shooting. This time, this man had a history of mental health issues and violent behavior as well. The officer had mental health and violent behavior, which I mean, nobody's gonna know that, right? And I don't think from their interview process that was a disqualifier, but probably had to have like a felony or something like that.
That's half of your local police force in certain cities.
So the agent shot a Colombian man, is an Army veteran. They said that he struggled from mental health issues as early as childhood. So they're saying that this is not something that, he kind of had recently got into. So I ask y'all this, drop some drip in the chat. Do y'all think that ICE is being used effectively? Do you think ICE is being used in the intention that it should? And then I'm going to go ahead and proceed a little further into that. But Plain Dane, what do you think?
I think ICE has been doing what ICE has been doing since its inception. I mean, it's nothing really different from what I'm seeing. I mean, you're going to have your little mishaps like this. I mean, they got less shootings than most of the police force, even though they're going after, your traditional, our visitors who are undocumented, as people like to call them.
Visitors is crazy.
Yeah, I say this because I don't know, man. It's kind of weird because, like I said, as soon as Trump is no longer in office, then all of a sudden ICE is going to be the ish again. I'm sick of how politicized and under a microscope ICE is right now versus in previous years, and they've done nothing different. I mean, if you go back and look at how they performed during Obama years and other presidents, people were getting shot, stuff was happening, people were dying, but they weren't sitting there counting. They weren't like, okay, we're at 5 now. They weren't doing that then. So the hypocrisy is very, very loud. But at the same time, I mean, with the hiring process, I think we should do some mental health screening with anybody that's thinking about working in law enforcement. I mean, we saw how that worked out for Tamir Rice. That officer obviously had mental health issues. It's a history of that with a lot of people that get on police forces, so it's just one of those things. I mean, I feel like it's not so much as just an ICE issue, it's a law enforcement issue where they should be screening for mental health issues right then and there. I feel like everybody should take some kind of test to see where they are, That's just kind of where I'm at.
That's interesting. Cassius Pay, you got anything you want to add before I go ahead and get to my doodad?
Yeah, I mean, Lorenzo Salgado Araujo, 52 years old, construction worker, father of 3 U.S. citizens. I just want to make sure that, I point that out. And officials admit he wasn't the original target of the operation. These are things that we do know. But we also know is that it keeps happening. So the operations aimed at one person spill on 2 other people who are just trying to get to work with no body cam footage or investigations that drag on. So from my perspective, if you and I, in the community that ICE works in, documented or not, I always bring it back to the money. The money play here is documentation, separation. So keep your work, car, housing, paperwork clean and copied. Don't tie your whole household's income down to one person who can be taken off the board in the morning of a traffic stop. So what I'm talking about is bifurcation of your money, making sure that if somebody gets scooped up, family can keep rolling. So those are things, unfortunately, that people have to look at it as an independent mover mindset. But on a serious note, when it comes to law and order, that conversation, so we have to ask whether an agency that keeps unaliving, not the target, is still the right tool, or whether the job gets broken up and rebuilt around precision and accountability. So these are things that I'm always looking at. Opportunities to have iterative process improvement. This iteration ain't it for me. So you can believe in borders, and you can ask why the only people that are unalived are the ones just trying to make a living. And you know what your plan is if you need to be the breadwinner and the house ends up on the wrong end of somebody's oops. Wrong van scenario. So you need to make sure that you insurance, situations, living wills, all that kind of thing. Make sure your household is able to keep running.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this on over because I want to talk about misinformation. And I also, so I have a conflicting view directly with you, Play Dane. Directly with you. So look, listen, y'all. Let's clear up some of this a little bit. Immigration agencies are actually, like, what are they actually authorized to do? I'm looking at ICE's official operational documentation now. That's what I had up before that got moved off. But yeah, so let's take a look. We're going to take a look at the actual documentation here about immigration actual enforcement. And we need to talk about what's on this page versus the wild rumors that we might be hearing online or whatever. Look, this is what's going on. Absolutely no authorization, justification, or mention of physically harming legal citizens or anyone else that is not involved in illegal activity anywhere in this doc, period. When you actually read this, let me find it here. It's going to talk about the ERO, which is Enforcement and Removal Operations, and Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, which is about public safety and targeted enforcement, not indiscriminate violence, which is really what's happening here. If I'm going to work, and I just happen to look like I might be of a certain kind of ethnicity, or I look like I might be from a certain kind of place, this is not an act of pulling somebody out their car. Their mandate is strictly tied to administrative and legal frameworks, y'all. So look, here's some facts that you can give people if you need to before we move on. Targeted enforcement. If you look in here, and I'll drop this in the overall. Let me see if I can. Can y'all see it okay? I don't know if you can. Okay, cool. The text states that ERO's focus is to identify the undocumented aliens as the priority who are incarcerated within federal, state, and local prisons and jails. They are looking at people already in the legal system. And that's really what President Trump ran on. He said, listen, I'm gonna go get all the people who've been messing up, ain't supposed to be here. And on top of that, they are people who are making
criminals.
They gotta get up out of here. All right, so another one, because I'm trying to be quick so we can go to the next one. Next one. Task force cooperation highlights programs like 287 and the Law Enforcement Support Center, which now let's go back to Palantir, y'all. We go back to tech on this. It uses biometrics to identify foreign-born individuals arrested for criminal offenses. What does that mean? That means that you ain't really got to pull nobody out the car.
Interpol.
You already checking their face anyways, baby. You already know who up in here. Because when you walk through, if they really want to pull up on you, they're going to get you at a concert. They can get you going to a game. They can get you going to a grocery store. They can get you going to a mall because they're already scanning you anyways. The bank, where you go get your money, go get your food. You got to go do something at some point. So if that's the case, you already have the ability to do that according to ICE.gov in the mission. Finally, this is what Kamala loves to I've been over transnational crime. You know, she like to throw that in there. This is the part she's talking about. The other massive chunk of their mandate goes to HSI, which targets transnational criminal networks. So that's the human trafficking, narcotics smuggling, cybercrime, and dismantling terrorist networks. So that's maybe they're in the cartel, or y'all remember when that boat got kaboomed in the water?
Right.
Like that would have been considered transnational crime. Now, here's my thing. If we go back to the task force cooperation, there should have really been no mishap. Y'all got the technology to do the face thing, do all that before you went and go kaboom, boom, 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 boom. According to this,
you're supposed to be for sure and triple check.
And if you did it, you now have the authority and funding. Go get that. So so let's go ahead and wrap this up real quick. So here's the question is, does the official documentation give a pass to harm everyday law-abiding citizens? From what I read, the answer is no, y'all. The authority given here is strictly about administrative arrest. That means that I got paperwork, I know where you at, I know who you are. Not only is that, I got biometric identification. So that means that I know who you are, because the fingerprints, baby, only belong to you. And that Face Off was a movie. I don't think the average illegal immigrant can afford to do Face Off if that were said a thing. And criminal investigations to protect public safety, such as cartels, such as never mind, I'm not gonna say that, we will get in trouble, but you're doing things that are criminal activity. And so therefore, since you're doing that and you ain't supposed to be here, get up out of here. Matter of fact, we think you about to do that. Get up out of here. You weren't born, get up out of here. Go back. Those are all covered in that, because you are doing things that are harmful for the people here. So let's keep this fact straight, y'all. Don't buy into the hype and always read the primary sources. And this, my friend, is in fact primary source. So that's for Jim Jones being a little bit more of that drip drop on that today.
Oh no, that's what's up. Just like I said, not tell that back to Psycho Bob, who probably don't know none of that shit, just out there watching the news and want to be a part of the people that's, and all that old trash.
And that's why I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. It need to be some mental health checks on a lot of these people in law enforcement. Beyond ICE, I'm talking about across the board. And I don't feel like it's such a race to hire folks to do certain jobs, so they're not doing their due diligence in that process, because everybody is so gun-ho on both ends of this to try to do something about it, to be a part of it. That's what I'm saying. But I
want to be a part of something bigger than myself, right? That's what it is? The cash is paid.
That's what I've been noticing.
Yeah, all right.
That's what I've been noticing. Not to mention, you
join the gang like that, then you go ahead with your bitch ass.
Oh man, that's funny. That's
who we talking about.
Something bigger than myself. We'll talk about that offline.
Go ahead and do the story time.
No, I'm not story timing that.
Somebody said that.
That sounds like a group chat conversation.
Yeah, it was definitely a situation.
I definitely want to hear that shit.
Speaking of group chat, that's where President Trump should have went on ahead and left the Iran situation, because baby, we still going through this over here. Gas is just, I got gas. We dropped the short. The gas, I got gas at like $3.49 one day. I should have just shut up. Gas still went up to almost $4 today.
Almost $4. I saw four something already.
I was at Costco again.
Oh, at Costco. Oh.
At Costco. Yeah, wow. Right. It wasn't $4, but it was $3.49. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if it's $4 at Costco, that means it's let's look at California gas prices. You already know.
Oh, that's gonna be the hot 7. That's hitting that hot 7. So let's go ahead and watch a little bit. We ain't gonna watch a ton of this, but this video is Iran's unbreakable red line. Why Trump is stuck with very few options. Now, this is coming from CNN. Okay, so we'll talk about media post this video, because we do need to have a conversation. I don't think we've done that a little bit about disseminating the media, but let's get into this one.
Threatening to crush all infrastructure throughout the region if President Trump carries out his threat to attack Iran's bridges and power plants. The Iranian military warning that the Strait of Hormuz is an unbreakable red line after a new round of attacks with the U.S. Sources tell CNN that Trump is receiving options to expand the military operations. Dana Stroll, research director for the Washington Institute for Near East Policy and former deputy assistant secretary of defense for the Middle East, is with us now. And looking at some of what you've written in the past, I feel like you answered this question months ago about what increasing military operations on the part of the U.S. could actually achieve, or what we could hope that it would achieve.
Yeah, so Trump is stuck at this point in time. What we know is that just U.S. military strikes on their own are unlikely to shift Iran's calculus on this. Military strikes alone are not going to topple this regime, are not going to be able to remove the nuclear threat, completely eliminate the missile threat, completely eliminate all of the terrorist groups across the region. And instead, what we've had since he started this war in February is Iran respond by threatening freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. And with military strikes only, we will never be able to eliminate all of Iran's capabilities to disrupt that traffic. And that's the conundrum of this moment.
So is Trump stuck?
Navan, the #1 rated business travel platform, lets your team book.
I hate that they do this. So
Well, people
let
got to
us
make
know.
money, goddamn.
I know, but like,
I
let
hate
us
that
know.
people need
Not
to
on, not on
No, I
our
meant,
time,
like,
though.
Yeah, not on my time, but no, I
Then-
meant
then
like
you know what
it
you
was
need to do.
it got like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that President Trump is stuck? Before we continue, what do y'all think? Y'all think he's stuck?
Anybody
That's
that
an
enter any
argument.
kind of war with Iran is stuck. It's a forever war, no matter how you look at it. I mean, shit. And then on top
Yeah.
of that, especially when your partner in crime is just as diabolical with retaliation as they are. Like it's never going to end the way folks are moving. Certain folks don't want peace at all. They just want to see people in pieces, as we've seen. Trump say, "Hey, I think we're reaching the end of this negotiation," and then next thing you know, the dude sitting next to you, sitting there smiling like, "Okay, yeah, I think we are." Bomb their ass. You know what I mean? Like it's not. We've talked about this on several shows now.
I mean, but what we also not talking about is the fact you can call it forever if you want to, but that's like showing somebody in Compton a pew pew, right? That's like
That's what I'm saying.
Like, is it gonna be? It's gonna be what it be. That's really what they're saying is that
Right.
you new to this, we true to this. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. I wake up and eat bullets for breakfast. Like that's what I do.
Yeah.
So we can be here all day. Change ain't changing. You better call Pac because you're gonna need him in order to even make me make a move. Because that's the only thing that I'm gonna understand. You know what I'm saying? The art of war.
They got that we ride at dawn mentality.
That's it. and they ain't do nothing but rally. Like you just gave him something to rally around. Like what this funeral been days.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
they the cousin that just came home from prison and fought the whole time he was there. You think he about to stop?
No,
You
it's what it
can't
is.
wait. This is my life. This is what I woke up to do. My wife act like she wanted to leave me. Whooped her ass. Somebody down the street was talking about they son like sons. Whooped his ass. Now they talking about
He gonna be kind of like what's that plumber dude that was going around one fades on what's that dude say? The plumber
what's
in
called
a real
plumber?
way.
Aaron the
In
plumber.
a real way. Yeah, Aaron the plumber. I'm ready to bomb
Don't ask me why
somebody
I
in a
know
real
what's
way.
going on in Zeus. Why do I know?
Nah,
what's going on in
he
Zeus Network?
popped the balloon because you're not even qualified. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the ideology over there. We can't wait for war. We've been beefing since the 60s. We can't wait to what? You ready for this?
You only counting 60s. They count by 60s. How long they've been in war. They've been in war for thousands of years in that area. Prussia, you can call it however many spaces you want to. But this is a different situation. No, actually, it's the same situation. We've been doing these types of activities that have not. I'm always good for the return on investment. This is not.
This is taxpayer cost.
Since 2001, the U.S. has spent trillions of dollars overseas in overseas wars and counter-terror operations. Interest on that debt alone is now eaten into the same federal budget buckets that could fund housing, healthcare, education. Where at? At home. So every dollar that's poured into a war with no clear exit is a dollar that you can't see. And what? Student loan debt relief, infrastructure, lower taxes. Forever war is part of why your paycheck feels smaller than the headlines say that it should be. Vote, son and daughter. Organize around the war powers and sunset clauses that we got that's supposed to be going on. Demand clear objectives. Don't you do that when you go into a meeting? If you have meetings, you want to know what you're meeting for. Don't be meeting.
You assuming that people know how to run a meeting right? Like what?
Yeah,
I'm trying
listening
to figure who he talking about.
Don't just show up. You need to, so right now we all have been, everybody, we have been we'll say neophytes in this. It's time to be a professional taxpayer. That's actually what this is. So it's not anti-troop, it's not anti-war, it's about knowing professionally where your money is going into. And me as a professional taxpayer that I need to be now, I need to figure that out now, because now it's my job to hold somebody else accountable for my tax dollars that are going out there.
Absolutely.
So if the war doesn't plan to end and my bill doesn't seem to either, then guess what? That's going to show up in my interest rates, and I can't afford that no more. So these conversations now, I'm away from overseas, and I'm going to start having them at home.
Start local, then go global. Listen. Shit y'all okay with. I wasn't okay with that. I ain't signed up for this. Period. Especially when, you got somebody that got their chest out. We about to do this. We about to do that. And then you got somebody sitting next to you, supposed to be riding with you, just being countering everything you saying. What's the point? So I feel that. You better feather your own nest. Ain't no left, right, none of that shit. Is green. Where is it going? Where is it staying? And at this point, it's like, what do we go through Venezuela and grab up all that crude oil and all that other shit for? If we gonna sit here and still pay astronomical prices at the pump and everything else. It's a cash grab all across the board. But we're the one that's spending it, and that's what sucks about it.
Yeah, so chat. Question for you. Do modern wars actually end? Or have we entered the subscription model of foreign policy? Let us know. Because listen, y'all, we cancel Netflix faster than we cancel military engagements, and that costs way more money. We don't need to be there. I'm trying to figure out what we gonna gain. I'm just trying to figure it out. What were we supposed to gain out of this? So we're gonna go ahead, y'all, and come back home. I'll bring it back home, y'all, because we got some sanitation concerns that we need to talk about in America. Okay, that's what we need to do. We need to talk about that. Now, if you're not in America, you might be unaware of
America is shitting everywhere.
So lettuce is tied to. I didn't want to say that. Lettuce is tied to
health officials now say
parasite outbreak is going to give tips to stay safe, but I don't think we're going to make it that far. But I have an article to follow so we can have a discussion where I'll show that. But let's go ahead and watch this video for a minute.
A shredded lettuce served at some Taco Bell locations is linked to a 5-state outbreak of the intestinal illness cyclosporiasis. Those states include Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. CNN's Jacqueline Howard is with us now. All right, Jacqueline, what more are you learning here?
Brianna, we're learning that more than 1,600 people have gotten sick as part of this outbreak that has been connected back to the shredded lettuce sold at some Taco Bell locations. And among those people who've gotten sick, we know that
So
94
you gonna add that
have been
booster on Taco
hospitalized.
Bell.
And
That's
again, this is in just those 5 states that you mentioned: Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Indiana. And Brianna, we also know that the FDA says it is working directly with the supplier of that shredded lettuce to determine if the contaminated lettuce has been sent to other places too.
Good old FDA.
They have.
We had a video about them, about some of the standards with that. I'm curious to know what this investigation. They try to blame it on Mexico.
crazy situation we got here.
Right.
But
Right.
And I feel like, wait a minute, is
yeah.
this not low key kind of racist? It's got to be Taco Bell in Mexico.
Right, somebody had to run that through AI or some shit because like we get something that already make your shit and then just make it worse.
But only in the
Right.
Midwest. So wait, so Mexico packaged up their stuff, and instead of stopping in, I don't know, Southwest, Southeast, they shipped it to the Midwest.
You already know they shitting everywhere. They ain't just shitting in Ohio and West Virginia. That's at least where they got water to be doing all this flushing. You got people
What?
in droughts got to flush this toilet about 8 or 9 times. That's ridiculous.
And not to laugh that people been hospitalized. I just think it's just kind of crazy. We go blame it on Mexico. That Mexico only shipped the massive amounts they have from Mexico distribution to the Midwest. Not nobody that's real close. Not California, where they ship probably the most of, not possibly there. Cool. I'll let it play a little longer. We can get into it.
Side of Taco Bell. So this is an active investigation that is ongoing. Now, Taco Bell has provided a statement in response to the outbreak. In the statement, Taco Bell says, quote, based on ongoing conversations with public health officials and out of an abundance of caution, Taco Bell has taken immediate action to voluntarily remove potentially impacted lettuce from.
Look at this. They didn't say they did nothing. They didn't say they did anything. Then they said the affected ingredient from our supplier is being indefinitely removed from our supply chain. So wait a minute. You just said we don't know what it could have been. We're just going to take precautions. But the affected ingredient's going to be indefinitely removed. Okay. Interesting, Taco Bell.
A supplier in select states. The affected ingredient from our supplier is being indefinitely removed from our supply chain nationwide and will be replaced within 24 hours in select states, end quote. So for now, Brianna, the CDC is telling people do not eat shredded iceberg lettuce served at Taco Bell locations in, again, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. And if you do develop symptoms like watery diarrhea or fatigue, nausea, or sometimes people have explosive diarrhea, then definitely talk with your doctor and tell them if you have eaten lettuce or what you have eaten recently that may have contributed to your illness. Brianna?
So not all victims have eaten at Taco Bell. For instance, we spoke with someone on the show this week who had confirmed cyclospora, had eaten actually in New York City at an establishment that was not Taco Bell. So what does that mean?
That's right, Brianna. That tells us that there might be something broader going on. And the CDC.
So let me get this straight. Y'all said Taco Bell. Y'all know y'all got this from Mexico. And then they were like, well, what about it happened in New York? Maybe it's just not from Mexico. Maybe it's just not the Midwest. Maybe it's everywhere.
It's the longest pretty pause I ever saw on TV.
She is pretty. Deny. Oh, we don't know. We don't know. But we didn't, but we're gonna deny it. Say, oh, it's not us. We're gonna say, well, maybe it could be some other stuff. And then also not taking any accountability, right? Like, well,
Right.
Since and maybe it could be something, we're just gonna remove it. But remember, we didn't know nothing about it, and it didn't happen here. Like, remember, we never said that it happened here.
Meanwhile, Taco Bell got all the bad damn press. Whole time, lettuce came from McDonald's factory.
They got people outside like this.
Right.
I'm not
Mommy, why
laughing.
the pool look like swamp?
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
We drained the swamp, Grandpa.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
the
you talking about
swamp that was in
denying,
your
right?
intestines.
Right.
Ew.
Yeah, so remember, it's called cyclosporiasis. I think it's how she said.
Yes,
And
psoriasis.
yeah, Taylor Farms and Dr.
And that-
Mora, Mexico.
Either
That's
way, I
crazy.
mean, it's still the pre-washed lettuce and all that stuff. Like, it just goes back to doing shit yourself, literally. Like,
Right.
you're gonna have to wash your own lettuce. You have to wash your own fruit. Stop taking fruit straight from the store and popping it in your mouth. That's
There you
crazy.
go.
Oh, now I got a
That-
story for y'all. You ready? Story time, boom.
It's pre-washed, baby. You don't gotta wash it. Who
Yeah,
all
okay.
been touching these
That's-
grapes before you?
That's what she said. It was pre-washed for
Story
everybody
time.
else too.
Story time, boom. I used to work at a grocery store many years ago. And I would see people just pick the fruit or whatever just straight up and eat it. They would wash it. And I was like, listen, I'm on the phone with the people. I'm like, listen, they stealing grapes. They said
They
stealing
testing
how
the
much?
merchandise.
Like a
They need to know
bag?
if
I
it's
said
good.
no. They're like taking and like sampling all this food that's unsanitary. I said, no, it's called grazing.
Yeah, grazing. Yeah.
And my friends, that you ain't washed them hands good. You going in that bag, and then somebody else go in that bag, and they got your
Yeah.
poop in their mouth.
Exactly. Homeboy
Now
that
you
was
got Diddy. Now you got Diddy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Homeboy that was sitting on the couch tickling his balls watching TV.
No
Got
alleged.
asked to go to the grocery store to go do some shopping. He smacked her on the ass and then grabbed the doorknob, walked out, grabbed the doorknob of the car, and then grabbed the steering wheel, which he sneezed on several days ago, made his way to the grocery store, lifted up the grapes and was holding them and yelling cough as a joke and all of that, touching on it. Then here comes Cindy behind him talking about some disgusting. Don't even know she got ball juice all over the damn grapes. These
Nut
grapes is
juice.
musty.
Nut juice.
Musty grapes, son.
These are musty grapes. I think
This is
these
a
about
good-
to be wine.
This is a good segue. Musty.
Oh.
Musty.
Oh Lord.
We gonna use this one because not that they're musty, but from time to time, those who partake in said sport every now and then maybe, because I feel like some people don't be washing themselves well, and then they out there hooping or playing baseball. So let's talk about baseball. Musty. No, I'm just playing. They ain't musty. They're very rich though. And so MLB restricts using dugout iPads for AI assistance in game strategy. Y'all hear about this?
No.
Oh, shit,
They
you don't do
sitting-
that? You don't. Then I don't need to pay you a bunch of money to coach, dog. Sorry.
No. No. The strategy, I don't know about that, because remember, AI is still not gonna look at in real time to be able to tell you that. Like it ain't that good. Not yet, at least. So they, in many cases, so they use that's beyond their originally intended purpose to include recommendations for substitutions, pitch calling, and in-game decisions traditionally made by players and coaches, yes.
That's what I just said.
But it won't replace them, though. Only because there's like positioning and stuff like that. I don't think it's there yet. I don't think it's there yet.
Let me just say, to keep it real, if you've been in a meeting with a leader who says, yeah, I ran through ChatGPT and it said this and that, that ain't somebody I'm trying to get coached by, son.
No.
All right. Like, it's a tool like anything else. It's like Googling what your strategy should be. So no, you're not looking at my situation. You're looking at the situation pulled from Reddit on what somebody could do. So it's taking information from probably someone who isn't even a professional and then trying to rely on some strategy because MLB 97 said to do shift over the field to the left when Ken Griffey comes up because he's a 99 percentile in batting or whatever it's going to be. No, sorry. Even if you banned it. So the league says it's about maintaining human competitive balance and avoiding an arms race where only the richest data teams can afford the best bots. Yeah. So your company might be part of the AI hype and you're going to label this kind of thing as efficiency. But people at the top get tools and the training and you get the pink slip, and that's not called anything. It's actually the opposite of innovation. So it's redistribution of the brain power just going upward to a bunch of people who don't value it in the first place. So that's how I feel about it. Learn the tools for yourself. Keep your personal portfolio of your skills and projects. If your employer does not want to pay you for your human capacity, because you're the person that's driving the tech in the first place, then who's going to? So when baseball of all things says, we still want humans making the call, that's kind of your reminder on this. Being the human who can work with AI is the safest seat in the room. So that's what I'm saying about using it as a tool versus using it as your actual strategic guide. That's not how it works. You can use it for strategy, but not using it as your sage. Sorry. Still need to have that human component in decision making.
Right.
Okay. So I will say this. I don't think it's going to replace people. I think it would be stupid to think that it should replace people. Humans are still complex, that they have decision making. It does patterns based off of history. Like I said, it could be grabbing from stuff that's not even, true or internal. Very true. However, I don't know if they're going to be able to ban it outright, like actually be able to ban it. I do think that it could be helpful in understanding. I'll give you an example. If somebody is some of the basic stuff that coaches already know. Somebody comes up, they hit on the left side. Maybe this person who hits on the left side still drags it to the left side, which is abnormal for, maybe a lefty hitter because maybe they're not a real lefty. In theory, AI would not only have their knowledge where you played against them and maybe historical MLB stats, it might be able to pull what you did in college, what you did in high school, who coached you, pull up the patterns of their philosophy, mesh it together, and make assumptions of your mental model. So do I agree with them? Yeah, that's kind of messed up. Because it's essentially getting like a whole picture of you, snapshot of you, and making assumption out. Best thing you could do.
That's still in the moment, though.
Keep evolving.
That's a part of the gambling.
I was about to say,
situation,
go a little deeper. I'm in Vegas right now, texting the damn umpire and the pitcher. Like, what we looking like? What's the odds? If I got that much bread and I'm a professional gambler, what's to stop me from tapping in with the catcher?
I mean, what's to stop you from tapping in for the catcher right now?
That's my point.
Yeah,
now we got AI too.
I mean,
The only thing that would happen
get
is
to
like
that in a minute.
the insider situation, right? Where you can look and see what's the vig on a certain play that's going to happen, and then you fix it because you know the catcher. That's pretty much it.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, it's just so much it's just so many different ways and layers that this is just gonna go left. You know what I mean? So, dude,
because everybody betting on everything now anyway. So
Yeah.
just having that extra layer of information to the outside world, because it's not like you would know what's going on if you didn't have access to AI to that degree, right? Where you say, well, how many pitches has he thrown? They usually get him out on 90 pitches and then they leave him alone. How about we say that he gonna go upwards of over and under 95 and put $1 million down on it.
Right.
Next thing you know, analytics says that the pitcher Schaefer needs to stay in, past 100 pitches today. He's on fire. Okay, yeah, and you just masquerade that whole thing.
Right.
I am not a fan.
And speaking of money,
no, definitely think speaking of money with cash is paid, we gonna get to that cash with NCAA because we keep growing with the sports. That NIA Clearinghouse rejects a 90 million in deals with that police's college athletics. So they rejected this and they're regulating it. And people are upset. Essentially, people are upset because in the past it wasn't as hard. So apparently Deloitte is operating this, being overseen by a commission. And they got more than 240 million in NIL deals approved. And there's been some denied, but this is the biggest one that represents for years. They have a new system. And so what's happening is institutions are challenging them through appeals. So why is this important? Let me see if I can get to this. So NIL, if we go back, NIL deals, that is how these college athletes can get money in college. Back in the day, you couldn't get money. You know what I'm saying? You had to actually go to the pros and be the best of the best.
You would actually be, you would be, what do you call it? Ineligible if you were to take money. People were going to jail for getting money. That's what the whole he got game situation was about, right?
Yeah.
So that is
Michigan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So NIL is actually huge, as it's essentially being able to, it's like legalized weed, if you think about it that way. Something that was, or prohibition, something that was deemed non grata is now something that is sanctioned, but under certain stipulations, and the distribution of this is wild. So go ahead and get into it, and I'll talk about my little spiel.
Okay, no, I mean, all I'm showing is about NIL. How do you have to report this? It name, image, and likeness. That is what NIL is. So you see these big players who the schools are making money off them, but they couldn't make money off themselves. What was homeboy's name from OSU? I think he might have been one of the last Mohicans to not get some money before he went to the Cowboys. He was a running back. I can't remember what his name is, but if you get at least a total value of $600, you are to report that. So this is about being able to not only claim it, but also to report it. They have to go through an evaluation, and here is how they evaluate it. Let me see here. Association status. So they have to have their deal or sponsor. So someone has to say, yeah, you're worth putting some money in there. Valid business purpose. So promotion or endorsement of goods or services, meaning that you can make money. You are already looking to be making money or make money. Is it paid to the student athlete? Is it similar with other people? So those are things they actually base those on. Associated status. So there's some other criteria of who can actually get these. Is it an entity? Is it a person? Deal. So let's get in here. Valid business purpose. So let's look into what they mean by that. must demonstrate a legitimate commercial rationale, meaning that you can make money. So evidence to promote.
So really, you
or
already got to
endorse.
have a team in place, manager in place in high school at this point.
Correct.
Your
And you have to be
Instagram needs to be
compliant.
popping.
So all these other things, you have to be compliant, and then you also have to be someone who is in agreement to the NCAA. So it says to meet this agreement, the payment or license must be a valid business purpose related to promotion or endorsement. Once again, you have to be marketable and making money for profit. It says for profit focuses on whether sales of goods or services is for profit, not whether it's operating at a profit or a loss. So your intention is to make money. Make money. Refusal to provide information, you're not going to be cleared. So there's stuff like that. So they got, yeah.
So you need the inside track on how to get this popping. So
yeah,
it leads to a huge disparity, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's all I was bringing up with this is that it's interesting that they're trying to really reduce who can get this money. In the beginning, it was a big selling point. Like, oh yeah, you go to college, people want to put money in on you essentially, then we'll give you a kickback. And now they're like, I don't really care if somebody said they're gonna give you some money. Tell me who you are, why, and how much money you think it's about to be. Because if it ain't to some threshold that we have, hashtag AI, that we have, then we're not gonna approve that. And people are like, no, that's not cool because they hit the threshold. And they're like, holla at Deloitte. And Deloitte's like, we don't work for you. We work for the committee? I think that's what it's called.
I got my own thing about them.
We work
they
for
use AI
Commission.
too.
So
we'll use AI too.
So that's what I got, y'all.
All right. For me,
I got anything to add?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I do it?
Yeah, go ahead. I just want to make sure I wasn't holding anybody up.
You holding me up.
Oh, wow. Let's go.
Let me get up in here. So, for a slice of these stars, like the distribution is kind of crazy because you got a very small niche that get these 6 and 7 figure deals, not salaries, deals as in multiple, while most of the athletes see small sponsorships, maybe some appearance fees that they can get in local ads, and they might feel big while you're in college, but that stuff ain't gonna last more than a season or two because it's not the real impactful money that we talking about. So the money move here is to treat NIL like contract income and not lottery money if you get it. So you set aside a cut of that, you're gonna have to put it for taxes. So now they just gonna get the tax man coming for you earlier. Before they used to get you when you was in the pros. Now they're gonna get you while you got books in your hand.
And you might be a dependent, so they're gonna come get your mama.
Right, there you go. So,
you got 2 parents? Great. Together, y'all make what, 5 million?
And that's why you gotta be for profit and not technically a non-profit, not an independent, all that kind of stuff. Tax situation. But cut some of that out for the future you. Because you don't know what that career window could be. And usually in college, that window gets extra small. So that career window is short. And the body is a depreciating asset. So treat that time like you are in the pros. So what I can say is that it's good for players that finally get a share in the cash. But if they leave the school with no degree, no savings, a blown knee, the system still got the better end of the bargain. So in this case, NIL is proof that the pie was always there. Independence means using those checks to buy yourself options after your jersey comes off. So you're worth more than just the gear that you put on while it's on. So just work through that. Be smart about your money.
Right.
Invest that while you in there.
Yeah.
Treat them like Trump did his game checks. Don't even touch them.
You gotta
You There you go. You got cafeterias, you got free food, you got all kind of stuff. They don't need to. Nobody needs to see you flossing. You live in the dorm, or you trying to live off campus in the house.
They always go off campus with the homies and
right.
Somebody got pregnant a few times, all that kind of stuff, stupid stuff.
A few times is crazy.
Now you can't just have one baby mama at a time. You gotta go for the gold in about 4 or 5 at one time.
Yeah. Right. Not when you recruited by Villanova and you gonna start that year. You're gonna have about 3 or 4 of them waiting for you when you go visit the campus, let alone before you even touch the NIL money. Let alone before that local dealership say, come take a picture with us and we'll go ahead and get you that scat pack. You know what I mean? So,
that's insane.
Coach, we got to talk. There'll be a whole lot of that going on. Coach, we got to talk. That's when the mentorship start. Coach getting paid. You just got your first $1,500 check. You went and got Jordans. You forgot to buy the plan Bs. Now plan C is to tell the coach about it.
Yeah, because the next thing we go head into is what you about to end up getting, because them deals is you're gonna be in one of these used cars. That's what you about to be with the rest of us.
So, ain't nothing wrong with a used car.
I'm just saying. You had millions of dollars and you over here cutting up. So you're gonna be right here with us, being reasonable with what we got. But major car dealers are making cuts at 40% of its locations, issuing a serious warning. What is the warning? Well, let me go ahead and go to this other video first before we get into that one. This might be a little bit better. And now it wants to play it. Of course, it wants to play a thing though. So high prices. High prices, y'all. Y'all think high prices stop people from buying cars and something else? At first we said it was tariffs, but maybe it's just the high prices. Let's hear it.
Prices are keeping potential buyers off lots. CBS's Carter Evans is in Los Angeles and explains why. Carter, good evening.
Well, good evening, Jerika. For decades, buying a new car was a milestone, but now for many Americans, it's starting to look more like a luxury. America's cars are aging. The average vehicle on the road is now 13 years old, a record high, as sticker shock keeps many.
Damn, 13?
A new car is kind of off the table. Maybe more in the future, a new car can be kind of like an aspirational purchase.
Wait, 13.
He don't even look like he sound.
So wait, 13. Is that a 2003? Am I
shit?
Tripping? And it's an average, right?
Yeah, that was the average.
Y'all driving around with the 99s and the 2000s? It's
juvenile.
It's good on gas.
It's crazy. It's
your car dragging ass, yeah, like that, yeah. You need to get some gas, yeah, and that, yeah.
Your brakes started crash, yeah, and crash, yeah.
No, it's worse like his other song. You a paper chase. Juvie, hey, shout out to Juvie and the whole squad, man. Listen, you were not around for the 99s and the 2000s. That was a time. That was a time.
That's why people got 13-year-old cars, because they got in the mirror and they started thinking about what's important. And then that Juvie came in and said, you a paper chaser. You got your block on fire, remain in the G until the morning you expire. You know what it is to make nothing out of something. You handle your biz and don't be crying when you're suffering. They say, I ain't about to suffer at the pump with this new ass car. I can't afford it.
That's what he about to say right here. Go ahead. I bet his name's something like Austin.
The average price of a new car is now close to $50,000.
Yeah, that's the real reason.
Oh my God.
50K Okay, so the average car is not even an SUV.
Average car.
It's not even an SUV.
Right.
So you talk about you about to get like a Yaris. I don't even think they make Yaris no more. Like a Kia Rio. And what's the other? The back car, the Kia Soul. In the background, I'm about to look up how much
What's the
Kia
hamster
Soul.
Man, I remember they used to
That's
give
the
you
Kia
two
Soul.
Kias. They used to give you
You the
two
2
Kias.
for 1, 99 or
Cruise
250.
control. And this car is probably year 24.
I get it.
I'm
They
getting
used to
that
give
car
you a
that the
Kia Rio.
hamster
You used to
drove.
buy, if you bought a Kia Soul, you used to get whatever
A
that
Kia
little
Rio.
pink-
It was a Rio. They gave you a Rio for
Right.
free with approved credit.
Yeah, well, shoot, that's what you was trying to push your mama. You know, like, hey, mama, if you get this Soul, I get this other car, then you ain't even got to buy me a car. You know what? I
We
might get
got
this
baby,
Soul.
baby. We got one car note.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna look at the background how much a Kia Soul costs. That's the hamster car.
Dollars.
Yeah.
And industry analysts say it's caused about 1 million new car buyers to drop out of the market since 2020. But dealers say it's not just car prices holding people back.
With those other factors, insurance and interest rates, is going to continue to weigh on the affordability factor for customers.
Brian Benstock, general manager of Paragon Honda in New York City, says inflation and rising gas prices are all adding pressure.
There's a lot more receptivity to used cars than there ever was in the past.
But used car prices are also approaching record highs, averaging almost $32,000 for a 3-year-old vehicle.
Retard, ridiculous.
30.
Listen, now remember that
32?
that would have got you a real nice ass Benz.
Right, 32. Yeah.
I'm like, shit, I'm about to come S-class on their ass. Now you like,
Now I can see like a 5-year-old car maybe not even have that many miles on it. I think that's also part of the problem. They're not gonna bring this up, but with the Rona, people didn't drive that much. They weren't putting as many miles on their car. So I would say maybe those cars that were manufactured maybe like 4 to 7 years ago, their miles might not be that high, and they try to bank on that. That's my theory. Because you won't go nowhere.
half the used cars don't really have a lot of miles on them, so I guess you could say it semi makes sense in a sense when it comes.
It still shouldn't cost that much, but you should just be able to find a low mileage used car.
Yeah, to charge a little bit of what you may want to charge because it holds the value. Sure, ain't nobody about to pay no damn $32,000 for a sedan. Like, get your ass out of here.
A sedan with 280,000 miles on it. You get what I'm saying?
Man, listen. That's what I go around the corner to the buy here, pay here.
Right.
Talking to them about what y'all got for the AK.
And that used to be 3,200.
Right.
You used to be able to get you a used car with that income tax money, that 2,000. What you mean?
Yeah,
you went on
my first car I bought for $900.
That's
and
crazy.
It
My first car
me
cost
all
5
through
racks.
college.
Yeah, my first car was about 3 racks. No, first car was 1,200 because I had that cut. That was the first car I bought. And that mug had 90,000 miles on it, but it smelled good.
They got you.
It's 86 Cuddy. Rode that sucker. And the frame was broke on it. Couldn't tell me nothing. I was rolling. No, but and that's first car. That's how it go. But nowadays, I'm like 50,000, and I'm not in a Mercedes QLE. I'm not in an
Escalade.
I'm not in the Navigator.
Well, Escalade is well over 100,000.
I'm just saying, like that level of size. I'm just saying, like when I think of 50,000, I think that you should have room.
Lincoln
like
Aviator.
what do you get me for 50 grand? Like that needs to be some kind of SUV. Like not even a Subaru, one of them wagons is gonna hit for me like that. No, I need something with some weight.
If I'm paying $50K, I got Forgiato rims on there. It's tinted. The lady that sold it to me hopped in, gave me some all of that. A blunt in the ashtray, all of that.
Not you saying, yeah. No.
Look, you know what? I'm happy for him. He was really he did well. But I mean, really, all of this comes down to value. Like, just like it would be with food. People don't value going to McDonald's anymore because it costs too damn much for what it is.
Right.
It costs too much for what this car is. The car ain't even gonna last you. And that's probably the reason why people walking around with the O3s and the O4s is because they actually made out of metal.
And if they gonna go somewhere, they messing up these rentals. I'm tired of y'all. I'm gonna go on a rant. I'm tired of y'all getting in these rentals and blowing trees. Every time I get in there, y'all, it smells like I'm almost getting secondhand scared. I'm gonna lose my job because it's so strong. Please stop doing that. I know it's not your vehicle. I understand times is hard, but can you just step
the thing that people do
outside the car? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, y'all had to have the windows up,
to blow it up.
Yeah, and
Y'all
stop
had
switching
the
out the
windows
tires.
up, hot boxing in there. Stop.
Don't go rich your car and then switch out the tires because you don't want to buy no snow tires. We hip to that too.
Whoa, wait a minute. They switching out the tires is crazy.
Man, that's an old practice. That been going on.
Oh shit! So somebody get that back. They be slipping and sliding all over the place and don't even know why.
Slip and slide records. That's what we used to say. Oh, it's slip and slide records. Trina.
That's the baddest right there going down the street.
Yeah. The baddest tires. Nah, but for real.
That's insane. Okay, I'm gonna let this rack out and then we'll get into our next segment, y'all.
Vehicle. So dealers are coming up with creative
financing.
A number of former loaner cars that we offer on lease.
Automakers are still showing strong profits despite lower sales. Why is that?
Although they are selling at lower volume, they are selling larger vehicles, more expensive vehicles, vehicles with more equipment, and that leads to higher margins, which ultimately leads to more profitability.
What happens next really depends on automakers. Will they start producing more cars that Americans can actually afford, or will they keep chasing bigger profits on more expensive vehicles like SUVs? Jarika?
Well, ask Stellantis how that worked out for him with this damn Wagoneer.
Wagoneer.
That's the same thing that they just tried to do.
Listen, I almost traded my car for one because it was so cheap. But then I read the reviews and I said, nah, it's not for me. But it dropped. It was 120,000, 100 to 120K for one of those. And I've seen one maybe slightly used for about 60? I'm like, y'all dropped 40K?
Man,
40,000? What is it?
I seen one stock that was like 55, 50 even. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, Lil Fred got one. Lil Fred got one. Cash is pay. And he
heard that they ride. I heard
the whole boat.
I heard they messed up a lot.
Yeah. Like, shit, if he's gonna do that, then he might as well. If he's gonna get it, it's gonna break down the same. He might as well got the Cadillac there, because that's Escalade money. Like that's
right.
Like I'm not gonna pay Escalade money for a Grand Cherokee.
And you know your
extended
friends,
ass on it.
You know how your friends is. Hey man, since I got this, yeah, plain dang, you should come lack truck. I'm like, no. No, I'm not doing that. I love you, my brother, but
right. Like let me come break down. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna break
down.
Let
breaking me on down. Break down. I'm cool. Catch me in a very affordable SUV. Since I wrecked my other expensive SUV. Yeah, we're very practical around these parts. Not dealing with that.
And I might even be unpractical with something. You need to go and figure out how much the 03 Kia Soul costs. Because that's
let's start with this.
Let's start with this.
So this one says, you said 03? The lowest is going back is 15. So let's go to 15.
Oh, that's what that is, 2015? Okay.
They still charging 69.
I think this is their first year they came out, right? They didn't come out till then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's still a brand new one. Look, a luxury one, $28,000. It's crazy on a 15. What's wrong with y'all? What's going on here? Let's see the equivalent top tier. Why would I ever?
Pulling up in the Kia
Scroll down to
Soul.
them rims because the rim package is whatever.
I don't care.
Listen,
It was
you
a
see it-
$5,000
Them
difference
look like
on 10 years. I don't care.
like
Listen.
a floor fan.
Right. That's a rich college student. They
Yeah,
family got money.
pretty much.
Because little
But
Brittany
that's-
that stripping ain't driving that.
This
Going
is
to
30.
Nah.
Look at this. 10 years ago, if they had a brand new one, they value that at $3,000 less than one 10 years newer. Something is wrong with this.
What's
There's
wrong
something
is that
wrong with that. That's crazy.
It's people out here still considering buying these damn trucks. That's the thing. If dead
Oh, that's
stop,
Canadian
everybody was like,
MSRP.
the hell-
Why is it saying Canadian MSRP?
Because
I'm
that's
not in
probably the only
Canada.
place we could get it.
What is going on?
probably can't get one of them stateside of that year.
Maybe not.
I'm like, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
No, what you would look at is like Edmonds or something like that. That could get
Right.
you that,
KBB.
that
I'm about.
price.
Hold on. I'm doing
Yeah,
it now. Hold
it'd
on. I'm
be
about to
something like
share
that.
right now. This is crazy, y'all.
Insane, dog.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Okay, so let's
2025,
go
now go
ahead.
back.
What year did you want again? 2010 is the oldest.
Just want to see what the pricing was.
Yeah,
when it
what the
started
price
out.
was. Yeah.
It's not telling me.
What you got? Sign up for something?
I think just probably.
They
We're not
probably
just
ain't
gonna
got
tell
none.
you.
They
Yeah,
ain't
they're
got
not gonna
none.
tell
They,
you.
like, they threw them all in the trash. They like, ain't nobody buying this shit.
Well,
Not
let's
this
go to
year.
2020.
Along with them rats. Or gerbils, whatever they was. That's
The
when they
gerbils.
blew up. Yeah.
Every
So
day
like
I'm shuffling.
14, about 14K for
Today.
a 2020.
Or is that the MSRP, original MSRP?
Oh, let me see if I can go. I'm sure ain't nobody selling one of those though. Oh, almost.
There you
They
go.
said that they got one for 6,500
Yep.
for
Now,
16 years.
Now, little Juju
That's
going to school,
crazy.
he can get that car for the 7 if the mileage is right. We damn sure ain't going to no lot though. I ain't paying no note on no soul. Hell no.
No. And I'm
Not doing that.
probably gonna get it down to about 3 because
That's what I'm
you
about
already
to say.
you already
yeah.
know the bottom fell out of that mug because you already
Yeah.
know Kia made in Korea is what they used to say.
Mhm. Not to
Speaking
mention,
of-
you
Oh, go
can't
ahead.
even get good insurance on it because it's a Kia.
Yeah.
Well,
that's very
now
true.
it's super old too. So
Yeah.
Good
But
luck.
before you go off, like after like pandemic spikes, used car prices are finally dropping, but people are looking at it the wrong way. They're looking at it as interest rates and car payments, and that's really why everybody's messed up around here because you let them get you off on a tangent when you go in there saying, what's your payment that you want to make? Don't talk to me about no payments. Don't talk to me about payments. Don't talk to me about anything like that. I need to know about the out the door price on this vehicle. And all of that means it's just too damn high. So for dealers and manufacturers, though, falling prices signal weakening demand, quote unquote, right? People are either too stretched or too spooked and buying at old car levels. So what do we got to do? Our job is to be stable, and you got a real down payment, and I guess it's time to buy from an intelligent standpoint. So that's what I talk about, like outdoor pricing. So if you got to get a loan, go for the shortest loan possible that you can get at the best rate that you can get, and don't do any dang on junk add-ons. Nitrogen, the world. I'm just gonna give you, a little teaser. 70% of the world is made out of nitrogen. That's what you're breathing in mostly. Okay, so paying for it and putting it in your tires does not help you do anything. Lighter does not save you on gas or anything like that. Paying for nitrogen is something that you probably just shouldn't do. And if things are shaky and you see the falling prices as a warning sign, then just pay down your high interest debt and get a better credit rating. That's the other thing about it. Inflation is cooling, but that doesn't mean that life is affordable. So if your wages are lagging, because that's what everybody's is, then start looking at your fixed bills and looking how it's eating up your pocket, because you're actually giving away a bigger share of your paycheck, and take it into that regard. Cheaper cars feel good today, but the real flex is being in position to walk from a bad deal. And that's when you don't let the market stress you as much, because the stress could work for you and not on you when you real diligent about these types of things.
Yes, sir. Well said.
Pay that car off. Pay the cards you can afford to get, and roll around for a little bit with no note. See how you feel about it. See if you want a note again after that. I tend to keep my cars after I pay them off. Why? Because I need flexibility in my life, and I don't tear my stuff up, so I can roll around. I don't have nothing as old as the average, but
that's crazy. 2003 is the average car.
Yeah, I don't have any of those.
Yeah,
But
that's crazy.
If I did, I would though. If it still worked.
Look at my car. Look at my 2003 girl. Look at it, still rolling, girl. You see that? Vroom vroom.
Yeah. Is that Avalon you had back in the day? Was that what it
is, baby? Look at that.
What was that? Alero?
Listen here. A year don't mean nothing to me. I like old school cars anyway, so it don't matter to me if it run, if it's maintained. That's a flex in itself. As long as it ain't got a bunch of rust parts, and when you start it up, it don't say you okay. If it don't sound like it's coughing every time you turn, if it ain't doing that, then shit, that's the flex right there. Damn, what year is that car? 01.
That's crazy.
Damn. Sure do smell good in here in this road. Yes, sir. Great on gas. Just drop. Yep.
Well, you're making it hard for me to do this transition. So we just gonna go ahead and go into actions have aftermath, because that's all I got. Actions. 9-year-old boy came to his neighbor's house with a whip looking for the daughter, y'all. You see this?
Yeah, I remember this.
Absolutely insane. So let's go ahead.
Definitely remember this.
Little boy, you better get your ass from off my porch beating on my door like this. I'm the police. You need to leave.
A 9-year-old white boy in Texas threatened his black neighbor with a whip on Thursday afternoon.
For them to say white boy is crazy. The way they said that was aggressive. Woo. All right.
When Karisha Nash was at home, the neighbor's boy angrily rushed to her doorstep and whipped the door.
When I look on the doorbell camera, I can see, he actually has a whip.
Kalissa opened the door and confronted the boy, planning to attack her daughter because he was dissatisfied with her.
I will call the police. You need to leave. Don't you ever be on my goddamn door like that. Go.
Kalissa is not sure about the specific reason why the boy came to find her daughter, but she claimed that after the boy was scolded and left, he scratched her car with a whip.
What's a dude scratching out something that you can fill in or buff away?
After learning of the situation, the girl's father, Nash, went to confront the boy's father, Brian Thomas.
As soon as he opens the door, I see that he has a weapon behind his back and he's leaning up against the doorway.
Nash tried to explain the situation to Brian.
Of course he did.
That's crazy.
Of course he did. Scary, yeah. Of course he did.
That's crazy.
The son, he told the son to go over there.
Exactly. You already know what that is. Of course he did.
MJG.
Well, actions have aftermath. You don't get to just pull up somebody's house saying I got aggression and I'm gonna do that. And you brought a whip. Boy. I don't know, y'all.
Hey,
that might have been my day. He would have got his first whooping that day.
I'd have been on TikTok
he might have got his whooping that day.
He brought a whip. I grabbed my AK. He brought a whip against my AK. Cock it. Ooh.
Oh, you like spankings? Okay.
Yeah,
got you.
Want to hit people with garbage cans. About to have a
That's
blast.
crazy.
Literally.
So that's crazy. So actually, I have aftermaths. For some reason, in this community, he seemed to think that there was going to be no repercussions.
Is this Texas or where was this at?
It is Texas, I believe.
Okay.
Forney, Texas. That's near
Oh
Dallas.
shit! All right.
Yeah.
All right.
The comments basically say like they need to look into the home life
that's
because
the
something's
side
going
of
on in the house. You know, something's going on in the house. You know that they're encouraging the son. This lady said that my camera might have malfunctioned at that moment. It's crazy, and I don't know what happened after I opened the door. He was just on the ground. That's crazy.
Right.
What?
Some people say I steal kids. I steal on kids.
Hey,
Nah,
listen.
you're doing too much. No,
I'm just calling the police.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, it's a good
Yeah.
thing that the father went over to the thing, but he also got what he was looking for. He got confirmation.
This right here, mind you,
home
if
training.
there wasn't any video footage, this would have been a totally different way, which is very true. They wouldn't have got this on video. They'd have been like, "Ma'am, he came to your house with black people with a whip."
Right.
Because it sounds crazy. Ma'am.
That sounds a little far-fetched that he would come over there with a whip. It sounds to me like you're trying to make this out to be some kind of racism shit. Like he came with a whip.
They still didn't get context of what happened with that. But here's my thing. We bring this up that there are laws, regardless of what nationality, race, gender, any of that. It doesn't even matter what he was. The fact that he came to someone's property. We talk about two-way rights. Come to someone's property, like doing that as an adult, for example. You came up there. Let's say it was ex-boyfriend, right? Let's imagine saying a kid. This is a 20-year-old. Your daughter's 20. Come to the house with whip. Wow. Daddy comes to the door. Blow. That's those kind of scenarios. Your actions have aftermath. They have consequences for your actions. I think that to me, this is bad teaching on that family side to, hey, what you doing with the whip in the house? Where you buy that at? Who just got a whip in their house? I've never seen one in real life.
That looked like a
It's
horse
historical
whip.
whip.
No, it looks like it looks like a horse whip, like a question.
That's definitely an equestrian horse whip.
Yeah, so if they in Texas, they got horses or whatever, that's what it's gonna be. But what that whip is also come with is payments, right? If she can already say that he's the one that did that to her car, that's payments to them. That's insurance payments. It's also property tax hits for people who don't, who gonna start selling houses because of certain situations like that. Don't come to people's cribs on that bullshit. All right? It's all good and it's a stunt until you realize that when you smack that parked car, you also park payments up in somebody's pockets. So you go ahead and you do that if you want to.
Y'all also drip in the comments. Let us know. Y'all ever see somebody do something like that to somebody's stuff? I think they would go have consequences and they get arrested. They're like, wait, I didn't mean that.
Did the person get arrested?
I'm just saying, drops a drip. Let us know.
No, I'm saying, what's the aftermath in this situation?
Yeah, the dad.
Yeah, he got arrested.
Mugshot. That was a mugshot.
Good.
Yeah, it's a mugshot.
Good. Okay, I didn't know if that was.
The dad was talking extra foxy. Had the pistol.
So he brandished.
He brandished the weapon. He was on his property at the time, but the camera showing homeboy over there.
He wasn't being accosted and nothing like that.
Yeah, with the donkey
so it's
whip.
not necessary.
Yeah, it was open and shut.
Yeah, but I mean that's just people being scary. Like, quit being a scary ass bitch like that. Just if what you are showing your kid is that they need to go around with a weapon in order to be aggressive or whatever. If you're gonna show it with your chest, then go ahead and do that. But I bet going around bullying people tend to not be the biggest and the baddest. You're gonna run into one that's gonna get your ass kicked. So that's really what that comes down to. I've never been a bully, never liked bullies. I've never claimed to be anyone that has been the biggest or the baddest, and I've seen some of the biggest and the baddest go down on a good day. But those were all kids' games back in the day, and people don't play like that anymore.
No.
So just keep that in mind when you go out here on that dumb shit.
Woo.
Come over, sound like my grandfather or something.
We're going to go ahead and go into rewind and rethink. Now, every now and then, we like to give y'all a little bit of that job drip. And in this instance, we're going to talk about Target's CEO. And he's going viral for his career journey at the company. Now, why do we bring this up? We tell y'all all the time, I ain't staying at nobody's job to sit there and get your little trinkets. But let's take a look at this man's resume. I'll get real close. Can y'all see okay?
Yeah.
He started off as a finance intern at Target. Became an analyst manager. That's crazy. In less than a year, he went from intern to
sounds like
analyst
bullshit
manager.
to me.
He did that for 5 years. Then he became the director of finance. So in about 7 years, he went from intern to director. Then he figured around 2009, how convenient. Maybe I should start looking at IT, maybe intelligence, maybe, I don't know, more so store operations than that. That was smart. Then he became senior director of strategic pricing. So how do we price everything? How is the money made? Then he became the VP of pay and benefits. So he started dabbling in HR. How convenient.
Yeah, I was like, that's a whole different scenario.
Then from being in HR, he then became an SVP of financial planning and analysis, which makes sense because he has finance background. He does, then after that, merchandising capabilities. What can we do to sell to people? Then he said, you know what? I'm about to be over all operations. After being over operations, I'm about to be the person who's over all the money. Then I'm over not just the money, but how we do things. Matter of fact, I'm over the whole company. Now, look at how long he spends in these roles. The longest role he spent was in the very beginning. After he became an intern, he actually spent time getting true experience, which is that 5 years. Outside of that man ain't keep no job more than 2 years. And then the EVP CFO, he did that for 4 years, buying his time, right? Because them C-suite jobs, they don't just open up like that. So he had to wait his time. It's probably the only reason why he stayed there
Homeboy got
5
pushed
years.
into all of these roles because if he didn't get the nod and the push, he wouldn't even be able to make these moves to this degree. There are people who are still cashiers at Target over the same period of time.
So here's the statistic I wanted to put. It's the stats shared highlight that fewer than 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs started as interns at their respective companies.
There you go.
Now, when I went to the comments, it said intern to director in less than 4 years. Okay, now tell us who his dad knew at the company.
There you go.
This person right here. I came here thinking he started as a cashier. Me too. Actually, when I saw it, I thought that too. But here's my thing. All I bring this up is if it's good enough for him to stay somewhere 2 years, why is it not good enough for you? And even if you do stay internal, you see he ain't staying. If you've been at your job in the same role for like 10 years, you might as well probably just retire there for real. Because
that's tracks.
Because people gonna turn around and use the same thing against you. Like, you didn't move up after 2 years. Then what is it about you that doesn't want to look at upward mobility? That kind of thing.
What have you done to grow yourself?
There you go. It often comes without building skills or tenure, which can backfire, right? So employers start seeing you as a high risk or non-serious, and you never get weapons for yourself like stock, seniority, deep expertise, and they all come in from being well timed when you stay somewhere. So if you are gonna hop, then just hop with a plan, not from boredom. Have an actual plan. Each move should raise your pay, skills, or flexibility by a clear, measurable amount. Don't just hop to hop. If you set your sights on something closer to your own brand or business, then that's what you're doing when you're hopping. Companies talk loyalty, but restructure on a spreadsheet. So your loyalty, could be your long-term earning power, not a logo that you would just cut without saying in a goodbye email. So you don't need to do all that. But if it's a ladder and not a treadmill, each jump doesn't have to move you up, but it should move you in money, skills, or freedom, not just changing one cubicle for another.
Well, we're going to go ahead and head out into our last segment, which is That's the Drip, where we're going to drip out with a little bit of cash. With that cash, I hate that it keeps restarting, even though I told it to stop. With that cash.
Look at this, man.
Sir, I'm doing very good. Yeah, I appreciate it. So you're coming out very clean, man. It's a nice car over here.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
My name is actually Eric, and I interview people in business and entrepreneurship. And I want to know, man, what's some advice you can give to people who want to get to your level of success?
Learn the stock market early. Like, you got to learn.
Great
early
question.
Now. YouTube is like really good. You guys got to start putting your money into the real good stocks. I'll give you a few ticker symbols. Individual stocks are risky. Microsoft's even down a trainload right now. The index ETFs are the way to go. So S&P 500.
Sound like some bullshit to me.
That ticker is VOO. Then the NASDAQ 100 index fund, the ticker is QQQ. Then Vanguard, who's the biggest in ETFs, has a value fund called VTV. The fourth one, Vanguard's got all stock market index called VTI. If you young guys could discipline yourself,
over time,
a bit of money into those four ticker symbols throughout time, you guys are going to be there in the end. But you got to discipline yourself to live beneath your means. If you spend every dime you earn, you got no money to invest. You got to discipline yourself. If you're making 50, you got to live on 35. If you're making 100, you got to live on 65. Throughout your life, if you do that, you'll be driving whatever you want, maybe Gulfstream.
It's all about time and compound
That's
interest.
so real.
Go to Yahoo Finance and look at this.
Yes and
One
no,
year
not
right
enough.
here, and it says all since the inception of the fund. If you look at the graphs, they're like this. But it's
You want to comment before I continue?
Yes and no. Like it depends on how much you're putting in over time as well in order to compound that type. Because if you're investing $5 at a time, you're gonna be 50, 60 years old by the time you get there, where he's talking about being able to afford what's that? There might be a Rolls Royce that's right there.
That's
By that
a
time,
Rolls Royce.
you won't even want to be driving that damn thing because you have to pay that and depend fare, right? So there are certain things that you can do. That's one of the tools, but you're not doing anything but paying into a lot of the stocks that he's buying individually. So passive investment is one tool that he's talking about. Yes. But what I would also say is just become more astute about stocks, buy stocks early that you believe in that would be able to pay in over time. So if you are familiar with the industry, if you work in food, if you work in insurance, if you work in IT, then be aware of those companies that are coming up in the game. And then you see a new product that come out that you like, oh man, this is nice. I just heard about this. I'm gonna start investing in this product because I believe in it. Those are the things that you can actually do over time. So 10 years from now, that $2 stock, if they just went public, becomes $60, and you've already purchased pieces over time. This is stuff that we talk about in our side conversations. So I would be preaching to the choir here, but for other people, yes, this is one component. I agree with it. Over time, what this really means is that if you love your kids, if you have them, then you could invest in these types of passive, paced types of activities in order to make sure that they're good by the time they're able to actually know what delayed gratification is and what a market can and will do, and then you've given them a leg up. That's one thing that you could do. But to be 20 or 25 and start is better than nothing, but you're not Rolls Roycing. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This is the equivalent of running up to Michael Jordan and be like, how'd you become the best basketball player in the world? And he said, hard work and dedication, kid. You can do it too. And then he walked the hell off because he lying to you like a mug. Some of this is going to be luck. Some of it is going to be talent. And a lot of it is going to be skill and or dedication because you got lucky and you use your talent.
And sports, sometimes it's genetics as well.
There you go.
There's a part of that component.
Shit, in business is genetics some of the times. Keep it real.
Yeah. I'll finish this out and then we'll finish on.
But it takes time to get there, right?
Right.
It doesn't happen quickly. But you're young. You got a lot of time, man.
And I want to know, man, how old were you when you made your first million?
Oh, man, probably 30.
30.
Yeah.
Boom. You really gave me the financial game.
Well, the other one's real
Yeah.
estate, right? If young guys can start investing in rental real estate, it's a really good way to go. If you can figure out enough money to buy rental property, watch the Grant Cardone videos. That guy's very good. Giving tutorial videos. Watch some of those videos. See if you can get to a point where you can buy some, commercial properties. So those two things, stocks and real estate. I mean, that's the way to go. I gotta get my mail.
Last question here for you.
Who's going to buy
I wanna make
commercial
this one.
property at between 25 and 30 years old?
He just said it. He just said if you can. He said if you said if
No,
you can.
what I'm saying is that it is not realistic for many because
I
they
think
don't
there's-
come from money.
There's
that's the
people who
whole
have
point.
money that's still not doing that. Like really, even that dog whistle, like they still not doing it because they don't think that they have money. I'll give you a quick story. Like I know people who have money because they have a parent who is deceased. Now the thing is, without their parents' money that they're deceased, they're still fine. You are a candidate for this type of stuff. Like, yeah, some people don't look at it that way. Because the thing is, if you didn't have that or they denied you, you still have figured out a way. So literally, this is for some people who get some kind of other check because someone cared enough to leave you money or you came into some money. He talking to you. He talking to you too. He ain't just talking to people like throw out Donald Trump. He ain't just talking to him. He talking to you too. Because that's extra money. That ain't Uber Eats money. That's this money. So there are people, but they don't look at that as this. That is this. That is this. Because you go to work anyways. Give you the game. Somebody left you $50,000, go
hood
make that
terms,
money.
don't spend your flip money. That's really what we saying. It's just don't spend your flip money. You invest that
What I'm saying is I don't think it's just isolated to those. There are people who qualify. They don't see it that way because they don't have $1 million. You don't need $1 million. Somebody left you 20,000, you got 20,000. Somebody left you 5,000, you got 5,000. Somebody left you 100,000, you got 100,000. Make that 200,000. Make that 500,000. Make that 1 million. Because guess what? Somebody left you whatever that was, so it will be more tomorrow than it was today. So there are people, everyday people, they don't see it that way. They don't see it that way. That is that money. That's how I feel about that. You get some kind of check that ain't your working check. He talking to you. Because you go to work. You go to work so you can pay your bills, right? So what's that? Drops a drip in the account. Maybe I got it confused. I don't have no extra checks. I work with my money, but I would imagine that that's what that's for. I will let him finish this out and we'll wrap it
I'm
up.
good.
Yeah.
What's the biggest challenge you had in your whole entire life?
You ever watch World
Great
Poker
last
Tour?
question.
It's a series on TV about the best gamblers in the world. They're playing Texas Hold'em, right? So you watch the guys around these tables, and the question is, when do you push the chips out onto the table? What opportunity are you going to dig into your life savings and make that investment? Because you got to be on the lookout for it. What's an opportunity that I can take advantage of with the resources that I have? And when you watch World Poker Tour, I'm making an analogy, of course, is you watch those guys strategically. What are they doing? They're looking at their cards. They're looking at the dealer cards. They're looking at the expressions and the gestures of the other players.
Watching
They're
the whole scene.
gauging when and how am I going to bet. And that's the hard part for me. When I was young, it's like, what am I going to bet on? Because you have to make a bet, and you got to make a good one. Because if you lose all your money, you're back to where you are. So you got to make a bet in your life. You got to take a risk. If you don't take a risk, you're never going to get there. Okay, I got to go this time.
No risk, no
That's not untrue. Same thing in the work we just talked about with the job situation. You leaving a job, that's a risk.
Life's filled with risk. It just, no risk, no reward. But dude was just giving his ass brushstrokes. Because how you apply anything he's saying is how you apply it. But
yeah, it wasn't anything that you wouldn't have heard already if you were in the vein of looking for this. So what did you do to make your money? I did a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Right.
You can get one of these too, kid. Go get them.
Yeah.
What
just
did you
work
do?
hard.
Invest in ETF stocks. Oh, okay. How old when you made your first million? 30. Okay, so you invested from 21 to 30 and you made $1 million? Okay. How much money did you start out with? That's not what you asked.
Right.
Right. So that's the difference between having $100,000, getting compound interest on that because that was left to you and you were in a trust made to not touch it until it activated after you turned 30 and have wandered the world, sold your oats, squandered your little bit penny ante money, and then now you know better. Shout out to Allen Iverson, whose mother put his money in the trust, and now that he's 50, he knows better after he tricked off all his NBA money, and then he got a second life.
Reebok took care of him. They made a good ass deal.
Mama took care of him. Reebok would have did whatever.
No, I'm just saying in terms of how she set that deal up. I'm not. Yeah, Reebok could have gave a damn about an answer. The answer is it ain't selling no more, motherfucker. That's the answer. But Mama was like, wait a minute, you value my son. This is why we gonna set this up. Very,
Right.
very smart.
I know my son. I know he's gonna trick off everything. And then I figure he'll be about 50 years old. He make it. If not, his kids get it. And then everybody be cool. There you go.
There you go. Boom.
So that's all we got for y'all today with this show. Hopefully you learned some insightful things. I actually found what he had. Y'all were way more critical than me, and I get it. You might not get a Rolls Royce, but at the same time, there's still value. And
Yeah, there was
you don't know what kind of
there's
stuff
gems in.
to even start with, like $5, $10, whatever. Like it's still gonna make you more.
It was gems in there
more than what you had. So check out. That was his advice on some stocks that you could look at.
Yeah.
I don't think that was bad advice, but
I will say this, y'all. I followed that page, and
the Master Investor.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, the kid that was going up to.
I don't know who that is. That was a Master Investor.
I forget his name. Yeah, he reposted.
Yeah, it's a YouTuber that goes around and asks
He
people how
goes
they make
around
their
and
money.
asks a bunch of successful people how they make money, and all of their answers are always similar to what that dude just said. I'm like, if you put a collage of it together, they're all, work hard, dig in deep, save your money, don't, spend less than what you make overall. Invest those, take your quarters and invest it. It's gonna turn into dollars. Like, no real blueprint, but there's gems in there. A lot of folks are not gonna tell you everything. The game is sold, not told, which we understand that part of it. But
yeah, some people got to do some things that they would never say out loud to get some money too.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's that. Would never say. We seeing them in some of them files. You know what I'm saying? Diddy's trial will show you, because baby, if Diddy was poor, if Diddy ain't had no money,
he just sold his house.
Wasn't nobody getting peed on, baby. Wasn't nobody getting peed on for no money. Okay? Nobody do it for free. For just anybody. I like that. And filmed? It's on record. So that is the end of the show, y'all. It's on record. It's in court files. Court files. That is the show for y'all tonight. I am your co-host, Jim Jones, and this, along with me, is
Plain Dane. Thank you guys on another Friday flight.
Yes, we're here every Friday night at about 11:30 p.m. EST. Check us out on all the socials below. Make sure you drop some drip in the comments. Make sure you hit the like button and hit our content that we have every day. We drop content. Make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. We appreciate y'all drifting with us, and we will see y'all again next Friday night with that Our Daily Drip Show. Hashtag Odd Squad.
Yes, sir.
Pull the blinds, let it breathe. Last slow shot for the memory. If you know, then you know. We leave it warm.